Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And I've got two really awesome guests today. I've got the Hexiest Man on Earth, which is a title that he won through years of competition. And we also have Randy Hilarski. I like to call him the godfather of,
Yep.
of the D-Gens. You know, like he's been around for so long. He understands so much about things that other people are just catching up on, and he's helped so many projects launch that he really has been there since day one. Even with our project, like we were talking to him while we were struggling to figure out, okay, how are we going to get the website built? How are we going to get code done? Let's get the audits. We gotta catch this bull run. And so
that was the big thing I pushed.
One of our struggles.
Yeah, I said, stop fucking around. The bull run's coming, man.
You're right.
Right. Randy, if anyone doesn't know who you are, go ahead and explain yourself. Tell them about what you got going on.
Explain myself.
Yeah, explain yourself, Randy. What the hell?
Well, let's explain my title. I put it, let's have a dark discussion about Pulse Chain. So if you know, I'm a big Pulse Chain guy now. Most of my stuff is on Pulse Chain. I started in the gold and silver world when I finally gained my freedom from the matrix. I went into gold and silver sales and precious metals, other kind of metals and things like that here in Panama. It was really good at the marketing, and the company couldn't figure out how I was making so much money without picking up the phone. It was like the company, they used the whole Boiler Room. Remember Boiler Room, the movie? They had the call center, and they just hit the phones all day long. Well, I don't like talking on the phone. I actually can't stand it. So I was just emailing people, and I was part of some of the largest Facebook groups for gold and silver in the world, and that's how I met Jeff Berwick and a bunch of other people in the industry, and was killing it, man. I was just emailing people. I was doing such big orders without even picking up a phone, like $70,000 orders. That's probably my biggest one. And they're like, "How the hell are you doing this?" And I was like, "Well, internet is what I do. I grew up playing video games. I mean, I'm cool with this, right?" And they said, "Can you do this for all of our companies?" I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So they gave me a partnership, and I worked with like 3 of their other companies as well. We set up a gold and silver vault here in Panama. I was still in the gold and silver business, and they had some other smaller businesses. Well, that went great for years, and like 2 years, and they ended up going out of business, and they didn't need me as a partner anymore. So they absconded with all the money that we raised, and I ended up starting this business. Starting on Google Plus. I don't know if you guys even remember what Google Plus was, but that was my entry into stardom, because I was doing so well with Google Plus. I was #1 in Panama and Central America for about 2 years, and I got a call from Google one day, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing? How is a white man the #1 social media or a Google Plus guy in Latin America?" And I said, "Well, I just show up every day. I play the game for 12 hours a day. I was retweeting stuff, making stuff go viral. I was posting memes before even memes were really a thing. All kinds of cool stuff. I married Anna. I had a hot wife, so we would just bounce off each other on social media. Had a good old time. And then I got that call again from the director of Google down in Chile. He's like, "Look," he goes, "Can I verify you?" And I'm like, "Verify? What does that mean?" Because "You're gonna get a little check mark next to your name." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, give it to me." And that's how I ended up getting my check mark in YouTube. People always ask me how I got that with only 10,000 followers. Then I started getting into Bitcoin in 2014. So I had 3 years prior to Bitcoin. Then I really got into it in 2014 when I bought my first ones. And my big kickoff in crypto was Steemit.com. Absolutely killed it. We made a shit ton of money. Just writing.
That's where we got our leagues from, right there. From Steam, it's where the leagues came from.
That's where the league system came from, that people don't know. I was good friends with Dan Larimer and the rest of the team. And I was writing every day. What I did was, and this is something people can do as a commitment, is stick to something. I promised myself to write one article every day for a whole year. And that earned me about $250,000 by sticking to something, right? I would have made a lot more, except I sold some steam a little bit too early in the cycle. I sold at about 8 cents and went on to go into $7.20.
Yes, it did.
So,
yes, it did. Ooh.
my Volkswagen T1, we called it the VW Lambo, and because that's about the money that we missed out on. But still, it ended up working out, and we found Hex. Everyone knows the Hex story, the 2019 finding Richard on YouTube, watching the video, then patiently waited for about 3 weeks for it to launch, and.
Yeah, let me ask you about Richard. Like, what was it that made
3 weeks, you said?
Because Richard's a knife's edge, right? Like, you're gonna go on one side or the other. You're gonna respect him, or you're gonna hate him, right? So, what was it that caused you to go to one side of like listening and learning from him and following him versus just thinking this guy's an ass?
Well, I came from the ass camp. I thought he was a total asshole prior, right? I was friends with a bunch of people that couldn't stand him. Come from the Bitcoin world, right? Those guys, they could not stand Richard. Him and
even when he was a Bitcoin maxi, they were still didn't like him.
Yeah. I mean, people like Tone Bays, I'd hang out with Tone at conferences and stuff, and and they couldn't stand Richard Hart. So it was the actual. So YouTube served me the video where he was on stage talking about Bitcoin Hex. Mm-hmm. Which was really weird because I wasn't a follower of his. It was just an algorithm thing for me. And I watched it, I subscribed, and I thought the video was amazing. I said, oh man, I'm getting in on this one. I was like, this is really cool. So I gave up my last chunk of ETH to put into the first 10 days. Yeah, the first 10 days, man. And thank God I did, because it ended up just rocketing. At first, like every other hex skin that got in early, I always saw was the price go down to the right in the beginning. And I just told my wife, I'm like, look, looks like I made a mistake. This is anywhere. And thankfully, I had staked them, right?
Thankfully, you tried to cut your losses.
I probably would have cut my losses, right? Then it just. God will came in and changed everyone's life, and it just went bonkers. And then September, I think it was September 21st or 18th of 2021, my first big stake came out, and that was a small fortune. So we used that.
Like 30-ish cents by then. 30.
It was 46 cents.
40. It was up to 40. Okay, yeah, wow.
Yeah, that day was 46 cents, and that was very nice. I remember I make fun of Corey Geary. Corey Geary bought my truck for me because he says he bought when it was at 46 cents.
Yeah,
so it's a running joke.
Bought your truck for you. Yeah.
So yeah, it was good time. So yeah, I'm a Hex OG, and I appreciate my Hex. My T-shares work for me every day. I don't have any stakes coming out for a couple of years, but we're here, and now I have no permissions. My Patreon group, patreon.com/no permissions. We are, I think, probably the most successful group as far as paid groups in Pulse Chain. Well, B Roots has probably got more subscribers than I do. Now,
that's how you're measuring it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way you measure it. But we've launched, I think now we're up to about 20 projects launched out of no permissions now, and growing. More are coming. Which is I pat myself on the back. I actually had someone leave the group recently, and they said the reason why they left is because there's been too many projects launched in no permissions. They feel like it's a founder group now. Yeah. I was like, well, that's the best underhanded compliment I've ever had. Like, so cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping Pulse Chain does well. I'm hoping Richard, the SEC stuff goes away soon. Then we'll really take off.
Likewise.
Yeah. I'm praying for the next 3 days for something to come out, because if it doesn't come out in the next 3 days, we aren't going to hear anything till like January 6th, January 15th, when people finally show back to their offices and dust off the the rust on where they've been hanging out.
It's already happening, man. And look, I'm trying to do a conference, and what a horrible time to try to get anything done. You're like, oh, can I have this order? And they're like, yeah, we'll get it done the second week of January. I'm like, excuse me? The conference is the third week.
Right. Work.
Yeah. And Hexius, explain yourself to everyone. Like, what you got? You go all the way back to Mount MF Gox.
Yeah, 2013.
All
August
the way
6th,
back.
2013. August 6th, 2013. I bought my first 5 Bitcoin, $95 a piece. I was just showing somebody on Coinbase the other day. But the my so the reason I had bought it was, first of all, I was fascinated by the whole concept of, there was that. Do you guys remember that article going around that time? It was like it was a top 20. It was one of those top 20 lists, but there weren't as many going around about that. But it was why Bitcoin was superior to the dollar, and every one of those resonated with me. And I was in the Bay Area at the time, running a company up there, and and it spoke to me. And there were a lot of different Bitcoin get-togethers around that area, around San Francisco Bay Area. And anyway, yeah, I got in, but my main purpose was, I'm an addict in recovery, and it was a means to purchase to purchase supply for myself. And I mean, we're talking in the height, I was spending 5 to 10 Bitcoin a week on my habit. And yeah, so at current prices, that's up to $1 million a week. And and I didn't do my due diligence enough in terms of the best way to store it. And I basically thought that Mount Gox was sort of like a hardware wallet, for lack of a better, it was a safer place to store it than the centralized exchange. And I learned that the hard way, that was not the safe place to store it. Got the the letters from the Japanese court, got tried to log in one day and it just wasn't there. And so I got into crypto early, but I never lost faith in it. And so and plus I needed to stay in crypto because I needed it for a purpose. And anyway, so that was my first cycle, but I hadn't really looked at it as a cycle. And then as 2017 cycle came around, I was purchasing up Steemit, I was purchasing up Ethereum, tokens like that. And then I got into Hex a bit later. So Hex was almost 7 cents when I got into Hex. And so I got into Hex quite a bit later than you guys did. Still, it's, learning from Richard and learning and listening to Richard and all the different concepts. I mean, everything he says when it relates to monetary system and financial policy, it resonates with me. And so I've been a big fan of, so I was obviously a day one sacrificer for Pulse Chain, and then multiple days from there, I kept throwing things in. And yeah, that's kind of in short. And then as far as Max reached out to me. We met at several of the Hex meetups, in Vegas and others. And we both live relatively close to each other. And, he reached out to me, gosh, almost 2 years ago now, about his idea about Dark that he'd already been working on for a year. And that was fascinating to me, that he'd already been working on something so long, but yet it was all up here. It hadn't been translated to paper. And so we sat down one day. He was up in my town, and we sat down and basically put everything into an Excel spreadsheet and saw what the numbers did and how the numbers worked. And it was and right then and there, it was just so clear that this was something that was going to be one of the best projects you could possibly design. And so, yeah, I basically jumped on board, and we've been working on that for the last, gosh, almost 2 years. And so that's how I got into Dark. And then I'm of course a member of No Permissions, and I appreciate all the content on there. I haven't been joining the meetings as much as I would like to. I've got a very demanding 2-year-old that is always, he's just a shadow. And so I can join and listen, but I hate excuses. So I got to get on there more often, but I'm on the Telegram a lot, and I like the content that's on there. And so it's a great group as well. I highly recommend it for anybody that's watching. And of course, Anti-Gravity and Dark Matter is a project that launched, from the No Permissions group, and we're proud to say that as well as part of our origin story. And so, yeah, we're excited to see what this cycle does, because there's a lot of cool things that we think people don't even understand about what we built yet.
Absolutely. And I do have one question, because I'm a big fan of Ross
Yeah.
Ulbricht.
Yes.
Did you use Silk Road back in the day with your Bitcoins?
So I did use Silk Road twice, maybe, but believe it or not, what I was purchasing is actually legal. I was actually buying a legal opioid. It's something you see in a lot of stores now. Essentially, Metragenous speciosa kratom, but I was getting it from a laboratory that was extract. I was in the laboratory science business, and anyway, so I was that's where I was going from. But Ross Ulbricht, I followed that case in real time, because it was as I was watching the case, it affected my Bitcoin price, and so I was watching that in real time, and I was right there as well in San Francisco Bay Area, and it was right there in the public library that he was taken down, and yeah, so I did use that. I used a couple other and those weren't for legal products. Those were definitely for illegal products, but it was fascinating what he built. It was basically an unregulated eBay for whatever you wanted.
And went to prison for it. Makes no sense.
Say that again?
And he went to prison for it. Makes no sense.
He did, for building the tech. He built the tech, and he went to prison. And
yeah,
it's a fascinating story.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I worked with them for a little over 2 years, managed their social media. We didn't charge for it. We got to hang out with her.
Really? For Silk Road?
Yeah, all the Ross Ulbricht social media accounts.
Yeah.
And I remember, just meeting with his mom multiple times, in Mexico and overseas, some other conferences. And she was always, she was such a broken woman, because she spent all of her time trying to fight to get Ross out of prison. And They used up all their funds. And what we did, we spent our time just trying to raise more funds. And thankfully, Roger Ver came along. Now let's cheer free Roger Ver, because now he's possibly going to prison. It's like anybody I really care about in this industry seems to end up in jail. So
it's scary. Yeah.
We'll
keep you at arm's length then, if that's the case.
Well, it's the nature of anarchism, right? And anarcho-capitalists, big middle finger to the powers that be. So
yeah, right. We have some interesting people in our chat. Diehard Hexagon, one of our most loyal fans, says, "Hi Max and son of mine, I'm a holder until Randy says sell." So she's got her finger on the button listening to you. So, and then Crypto Bendu says, so that title is
question. Talk about my title.
Who's gonna hold? Who's gonna dump? With special guest Randy Hilarski. That's the title of this stream. Okay. And because tomorrow, is it tomorrow? It's let me pull it up right here. It is one day, 17 hours and 19 minutes until we had basically raffle off 150 grand worth of dark into the first winners of the lottery. So who's gonna hold? This reminds me of like when we used to have the Godwell or the big whales in Hex, where they were like, oh, this dude's about to their stake for 10 billion Hex is about to mature. What are they gonna do? And everyone held their breath, and some people try to front run it and sell and spike, and then they would restake for 555 and it would take off, or they would dump and it would just crash the price. Yeah. So we have that opportunity basically every 11 days in ours. There's 22 in between the minting and the first journey, but after that, every 11 days, you've got a lottery, and it just gets bigger and bigger. Like this, the 150 grand is only 10% of the lottery box, and then the last one's 900,000 at today's price. So it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, crazier and crazier and crazier. And then right after we give out that huge amount to the lottery, boom, it's time to mint again. So you go from supply dump to supply, we'll see who mints, but basically it's a Bitcoin halving every 45 days. Yep. If you think about it that way, you don't have to wait 1,600 days to ride this wave. We've got volatility just priced in and baked in.
Yeah,
So-
Have you shown that
Do you
chart?
guys? What was that, Hexicus?
No, I was saying he should pull up that chart real quick that shows where you have your faces. Have you
All
shown
right,
Randy that?
let me freeze my cute little face here for you guys. Let me freeze the money maker, as I like to call it.
You got to see this.
And a shout out to who was it in there? 007 McCrypto. They said, here it is. How can he be the hexiest man in the world if he doesn't have a notepad?
Oh shit, that's a good question, Randy. Why don't I have a notepad, man?
Are you coming to the conference?
That's TBD if that's even still an option to decide a bit later. But at the moment, I'm not scheduled to.
Yeah, there's no VIP tickets left. We have left is regular tickets.
Oh, really?
Doesn't matter.
I got the VIP
Okay.
tickets. Me and Hex Ray Chick are going to be VIP. So this
Yeah,
is
good.
actually the most technical chart in crypto. If you look
Yeah.
very closely,
Extremely.
and this is on log because Richard taught us that log shows you where things are. This is without log, but this is with log. And right here is where we tapped 130 bucks right here, where someone put in like a two grand market order and it just spiked that mother. And then you can just see me talking to the this is me talking to the Forge NFT holders with Mark, and everyone going, "Oh, we got money."
Yeah.
And then it bounced, and then like you can see the waves of people finding out they have the coin on the chart.
Exactly.
It's straight up. But I've got the lottery here in a couple days, 1 day in 17 hours right here. And as you can see, I slope these down because this is the biggest payout. So this wick could drop the farthest if we get a wick or a crash, who knows? And then boom, here's the mint for Journey 2. Here's the mint for Journey 3, and then it's lottery, mint, lottery, mint. And that's the cycle. And so it'll be really interesting to see the pattern, the 45-day pattern on this chart with this game theory.
What happens if the dark address wins the lottery?
If the evil address?
Yes. Yeah.
The evil address wins the lottery? That is a great question.
It's a phenomenal question.
First of all, I would just like to say that the evil address did mint 67,000 out of those 116,000.
Yeah,
so they're sitting on a big old stack, right?
Yep.
And the evil address has an unfair advantage. We said this from the beginning, and we've been telling people, like, even the evil address itself has been telling people, don't bother, don't try. You have no chance in hell of taking my dark and my fuel cells. And so the evil address will win a huge majority of the lotteries and receive a huge majority of the treasury yield. Only time will tell. And some of you guys
He's
might
made it
want
very clear he's not interested in dollars. He's made it very, very clear. At least what he said is that he basically is represented by Alpha Corp in the book, and what he cares about is dark matter. That's what powers everything. It's like spice and Dune, right? Like in dark matter is the most powerful substance, and so that's what he's focused on. And so it's it's basically a smart contract, and evil address has a lion's share and will win a lot of the rewards. But from what he's indicated, it's like he's evil, but is he that evil if he's basically a supply suck, And he's mentioned a couple of times, Randy, that I don't know how he phrased it. It was on one of Max's streams, but that his values strongly align with those of Richard and the origin address, or not. I shouldn't say Richard. The origin address of Hex. He very much appreciates and respects those values. Nice. And so it'll be interesting to see what he does or what it does.
And the evil address only has 30 followers on Twitter. So if you guys want some inside scoop of what he's got going on and some him tipping his cards to you guys, then I would definitely follow the evil address on Twitter here. He's usually there whenever I post something to
I wonder if
smack
he'll
me down.
join tonight.
Maybe there's so much to go over. Like, for instance, here's the beta. So if anyone's brand new and doesn't know what's going on, if you go to our favorite website, which is agproject.io, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this countdown till the next minting phase. And you're going to see a bunch of stuff up at the top here, minting collective tools. So the minting, if you go to minting, it's not going to help you for the next 24 days. This is actually 12 hours past that day, past that time. So 24 days, 13 hours, that's when you guys can mint again. And you're going to need dark because you have to have one dark converts to one fuel cell. So that's the only way you can mint these. And you can only mint them for 11 days. But if you go up here and click tools, that opens the beta page, and the beta page has all the lottery information. This is where you'll scrape your lottery winnings if you want to liquidate them and put them back into your wallet. And this is also where you can see the treasury payouts right here. So
and your fuel cell balance.
Yeah, your fuel cell balance. So this address has 4 fuel cells, and this is a dangerous page. I don't even recommend most of you guys go to this page because I don't want you to mess up. But if you go to Vaporize, this is how you break your, piggy bank open. If you ever feel the need to get that money out of the inside and you don't have time to sell your NFT to someone else who wants it to continue to grow in value, you come here and you vaporize it. And as you can see, I have 4 fuel cells, so I'm just going to put 4 in there. And instead of approving the treasury and nuking these fuel cells, I'm going to click this little line right here that says view selected fuel cells. And I don't know if you guys can see that very well. I can zoom in maybe.
You can see it.
Yeah, so this will show you the idea of the journey. It'll show you the journey it was minted in, and this is where the yield from the treasury is going to start stacking up right here. Yep. Sorry, what were you saying?
If it was me, I was gonna say that it might not be a bad idea for the first journey to lock that page. Just put a big lock on it, because we do know people that have vaporized already, and of course the treasury pays out at the end of the essentially the 45-day journey, and so it won't have anything in it until then. So vaporizing it literally it's just a net. I mean, it's net positive to the system, but to your own wallet, it's a terrible thing to do. You literally get nothing. You pay the gas, you get nothing.
Yeah, we've also had somebody send 2 dark matter tokens to the dark matter token address trying to mint fuel cells after the clock ran out, and those 2 fuel cells are gone forever. So technically, we are now a burn token without trying to be.
Deflation. Check that.
Deflation, baby.
Which it is. I mean, it is naturally deflationary. And maybe I shouldn't use that word so freely, but just in the sense of, people lose their wallets, they lose their keys, they might not even be aware of the fact that they have fuel cells until, of course, as Randy had mentioned, they show up on the bank, and people start to see that they've got value in there once it starts paying out. I mean, 3% of the treasury. If you guys do the math and you look at how the treasury bloats, 3% is a lot bigger percent than you might think it is, and in terms of what you get in dark inside of that piggy bank. Now, what I worry about with not worry about with this project, what my concern is that, as I mentioned in the beginning of this discussion, is that I think there's so many people that don't even understand yet what they're holding on to, and how all the mechanics work, and how they interplay with each other, and we're working on trying to find the best way to message that and convey that to folks, because I just know for one of the elements we adopted and that we appreciated was what Icosa had done with What's and what Alex had done. And, I know Max and I share the same story in the sense that we both took at least a few days to literally cram. It was almost like cramming right before an exam, like just cramming everything we could understand before then. And we're people that were very experienced in crypto, but just to understand how everything worked. And so that's just one element of ours. We think that it's very simple when we say, look, You trade a dark for a fuel cell. A fuel cell is like a pinata that fills with candy on its own. And then it also is an entry ticket into the lottery, and that lottery sticks to the outside of your pinata. You can take that candy and eat it whenever you want. The candy on the inside, you got to break the pinata open to eat it. Now, we think that's simple, but we've been working on this project for the last several years. And so we're open to, Randy, obviously, to your feedback, and you've been a huge help behind the scenes, and especially obviously with Max and your conversations. And we're open to anyone who's watching's feedback on how to best convey, and we're of course here to answer any questions as well, because that's just my concern, is that people aren't really getting how much of a supply shock and token crisis will be created with this token. You know, like Max said, you go ahead.
Any one of us who own WhatsAs, we understand how valuable they can be. I actually burned all of my WhatsAs near the peak of Hedron's price the second time.
Nice.
Really?
And it was wonderful. I'm glad I did it, because looking back right now, I'm like, shit, they won't be worth that much. But that's the risk that you take, you know. And I love what the token economics you guys came up with here, and the whole idea that we can scrape the pinata with the candy on the outside. You know, you can take the candy on the outside, but if you win the lottery, you actually have to burn it, right?
No, you win the lottery. So your lottery winnings literally stick to the outside of your pinata. So everyone's going to get, so 1 in 20 chance of winning. See, that is a perfect example. We've taught you, you know, like we don't think we're conveying it properly, because the lottery winnings do stick on the outside of the pinata. It's only the yield that fills on the inside. Think of it, the yield, the 3% of the treasury grows on the inside. The lottery winnings are all on the outside. That's why we expect such a big dump, but not a burning of the fuel cells, because that would be crazy for people to burn the fuel cells, especially if they've got a 1 in 20 chance to win the lottery. So there's going to be a lot of winners. You know, there's going to be a lot of winners, and therefore a lot of tokens that can be sold. But you need those dark to enter journey 2, and enter journey 3, and enter journey 4. And when people realize, oh, I'm going to take a big profit right now, but then they've got to buy back in to get in journeys 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which the yield for those go down 10% each journey. But it's still incredible payouts.
Older pays better.
Have to buy it back, and so it's going to be so fascinating to see what's going to happen, because that changes things in your mind, right? Like, you don't have to burn it when you win the lottery.
Wow. I'm going to flex right here. I got 7,800 fuel cells.
That's a lot of fuel cells, man. That's a lot of fuel cells.
Oh, geez, say that again. I'm pulling up a calculator.
7,800 fuel cells. So
7,800 fuel cells, and let's punch this in times 0.048. Yeah. That's your chances of winning. And so you should, on average, I mean, granted, this is all random, but you're looking at 374 winners, a third of those in each of the drawings, right? So you're looking at 120 winners at the first time ish. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it might, don't quote me on this stuff, but then 120 winners in the middle, and 120 of the fat, juicy mega jackpot at the end. So that could give you a silly amount of ammunition going forward.
Well,
to just play with
liquidity, boys.
Yes.
Holy cow.
He's going to be winning a lot.
I promise that every time I do win, I'll put a portion into liquidity for sure. You know,
I love it.
Besides burning, I'll put it into the liquidity.
Well, I want to give a shout out to the Firewell right now. He's probably not watching, but he worked out a deal with me to provide more liquidity than we ever would have been able to on our own. You know, that's the problem with launching, being a founder. It's like being house poor, right? You buy this big McMansion, you move in, you have no money. You can't go out to eat. You're like spending money fixing the doorbell and light bulbs, and you're like, what the? I thought I was going to live the high life. So you're house poor. So we found this token. It does very, very well, but we're not going to sell it. We can't sell it. We have to figure out other ways to like work with other founders. And Firewell has been so cool. And my goal is for when you pull up the Firewell on DBank, that that the dark matter is right underneath Solid X. Because I mean, he's got 500 million of Solid X. So like, I don't know if we'll get close to that anytime soon.
No.
But every time I see Axis or another coin above me, I get fucking pissed. And I think to myself, I want to blow past all these other coins so that when people look at Firewell, they're like, holy, what is this dark thing, man? This guy's got some insane amount of dark. And a lot of that's thanks to you, Randy, because you hooked him up, you know, for all that. So we want to catch his attention, the other world's attention, let them know we got a party going on here. We got Tin Top in the house. We got Hex Glenn in the house.
Top, man.
Tin Top says you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to DCA, know when to cheat. Like you can't read that without singing it. That's so
very
good.
True.
Non-PDI holder vibe to the title. Sure. Paladin XYZ says, hey guys, Tin Top was up. Sub 10. How can Hexius, man? Oh, we covered that. We covered the hat. Someday we hope to make enough money in dark to be able to afford fancy hats like the no permissions hat.
Yeah, and you just go through Brian Magruder and order through him, and he'll take care of it. I think it costs for 100 hats. It cost me a little like $3,600.
Shout out to Brian Magruder. He sent me some really cool merch at the very beginning when I was streaming about Hex every day. He hooked me up with one of those really cool Hex shields from those people in Estonia that got the really cool art. And shout out to, obviously, if we're talking about artists, Suzanne Arts, like her, she makes the coolest, some of the coolest crypto gear ever. In fact, that's on our list of the collected points. We're going to reach out to her and get some, try to get some special, like unique, one of a kind T-shirts for some of our homies that rank up really high. Speaking of rank, Randy, you're one of the only people I know that has earned the spacesuit with an embroidered name of your choosing on it.
Yeah.
So before we come down to, I mean, we don't have long.
You need to order that.
You know what you do?
Before we come down to Panama, I need a size and I need a title.
You're not gonna find my size.
We're gonna get you.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna get it for my kid and let him run around in the spacesuit, because that'll be hilarious. Because one day he's dressing up as a Nope coin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one day he's running around as a Nope coin. But the second day we should have him running around as the astronaut.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I love it. Okay. So yeah, text me his size, and then you want to put Maximilian, or do you want to put like Randy's property of Randy? What do you want to put on there?
I think Max is fine.
I have to think about it.
Max or Maximus, or just Max?
I think Max is good because it'll stand out better. But yes, that'll be hilarious, man.
Now the question is, are you going to put your patches and pins on his flight suit, or are you going to keep the patches and pins for your jackets?
No, we'll put them on his flight so we can always take them off later.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Pins and patches and Max.
Or we take the flight suit and put it into a frame or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Now I gotta freeze my face because I'm talking about the Firewell has brought up something that I've been trying to figure out. Jumping down this rabbit hole, let's see. So here's the Wishwell wallet, and here's the X Protocol wallet. Wait, hang on. I know what I'm doing. If I go here to the holders of dark, this used to be 2,500 right here.
Wow, a lot of consolidation and selling.
A lot of consolidation and selling, quite a bit. We're down to 1726. But if you look at this, this is the part that I keep showing to people, and I don't know if they get it or not. You got the evil address sitting on top, and that's a smart contract. All of this money is going into the treasury and into the lottery.
Every
don't
single
get me wrong. What's that?
Every single token. It's all
except for one
darker paper. Except
Yeah, 649,999 is going into the lottery and the treasury, and the evil address is going to get a lot of that back because of their minting. And we'll only read the book, people. I'm just going to say read the book when it comes to that, because the evil address has contacted our devs, and you will probably see an option to do something on the website that the evil address is pushing in there. So I'm just going to leave that as a little hint for you
you're
homies.
Giving a lot there, even though not anyone's going to really pick up on that. You're giving a lot
there. The evil address mentioned to me that they're not really happy. They've shown people their minting schedule.
True.
And a lot of people don't understand that that's a smart contract. Like it has to happen for the journey to go on. And so he's calling their bluff. I'm just going to say he's going to call their bluff and prove to them, or put it in their hands, something about them. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. So look for that. But you got the evil address, you got the mystery box, which obviously has a ton of tokens in it. Then you have the treasury and the lottery. So the first four, and granted, the mystery box is not a smart contract. However, if you watch its behavior, you'll realize it's a beneficial thing for most of us. So anyways, the top four projects, I mean, that's 58, 79, 81, 82, 83% of the tokens are locked in 3 smart contracts and the mystery box.
Yep.
That's insane. Like, if people kind of wrap their heads around that, it's great. Now we go down, we got the first well right here, which is 16 CD. This guy used to have Randy beat on the leaderboard right here before Randy minted the shit out of his dark. When Randy minted the shit out of his dark, he took first place in our leaderboard, right? So there's this guy right here. That one's an interesting one,
but not on the fuel cell leaderboard. Randy is up there on the fuel cell leaderboard in that spot.
He's on the collective leaderboard.
Yes. Okay, you're talking about points.
Yeah, points leaderboard.
Gotcha.
He's number one on the points leaderboard right now.
Yep.
So we got this well right here. This well right here is an enigma right here. The 8090. Let me copy this. And this is what I love about the bank. We're going to go into the bank here.
Pocket watch.
We're going to, I don't need the login to start. Hey, here we go. Boom. Paste this, baby. So we're studying this dude, 8090. This guy has, 1.2 million of dark. They've got about 150 grand of PulseX.
That's an OG,
30 grand of ink. They've got 30 grand of SolidX. They got 9 grand of Icosa. They got Hex, Pair, Pulse. But if you scroll down here, their earn protocol, they got $500,000.
Yep.
With PLS, with PulseX and PXDC.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt if that's Bill from Actuator. I wouldn't doubt it.
Bill from Actuator. That's a possibility. Because I streamed with them and gave them a little bit of inside baseball when I was doing the Forge streams.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you got some Fiat IO where they've got 138 in there, and you got the PulseX. Now check this out. Dark and Pulse. This is the original liquidity provider for Dark and PulseX right here.
Wow.
And they've got about half of it in there. So whoever it is, they're benevolent. They got some cash. They've been around for a while, and it looks like they're committed and loyal to the projects they have. But again, I don't know who this is right here. I have a really good idea who this is. I have a good idea who this is. And then this is a guy. This is the firewall right here. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know the address just by
the last four. Yeah.
I'll pop it in here.
Yeah, just show it this so everyone can faint.
Yeah. ridiculous. Ridiculous. And here's the other weird thing about that last address we were talking about. That last address managed to jump in the wish well before we announced it to anyone.
Right.
They found the smart contract and threw some money in the wish well before we ever even shared it with anyone.
Yep.
Wonder if it's Alex.
It might be. It's someone who can definitely figure out what code does.
That would make sense. That would be in line with Alex.
Yeah.
And like I said, look at this. I'm sick to my stomach because you got Axis here with 1.4 milli.
Yeah.
You got Icosa Fork with 0.5 mil. And then he's only got $443,000 of dark. This is pathetic. This price needs.
And I gave those to him 100%.
Yes. Yes.
He was so happy. He messaged me. He goes, Randy, this dark you gave me are worth $500,000.
Like damn straight. Now what about the fuel cells? Where's he out? Did he mint any fuel cells?
Not that I know of.
I don't think this address has any fuel cells.
So no lottery winnings. So that lottery can change some things.
Yeah, so it won't be 1 in 20, will it? It'll be more like 1 in 15.
Yeah.
15, something like that.
Right. He's got enough dark to mint 6,712 fuel cells.
Right, which is
at any
less
price.
than Randy's got in Journey 1.
Yeah, he's already got a beat in Journey 1 with that. That's insane. I gotta say we were.
It was only fair. It was only fair that I gave the Fire Whale these tokens, because when we did the wishing well, I put in some Solid X, I put in some Nope, and it was only fair for me to reciprocate and give him those tokens.
Yeah, definitely. He's you and whoever 8090 has single-handedly funded the second leg of this journey, because we had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff built, but we were looking down like the last mile stretch of audits and everything, and thinking, man, we need money in the war chest to provide liquidity. We need to hopefully get some marketing going and this other stuff. And it's like, what do we do? And then you guys came through, and that's when I knew. Like, I just knew, I was like, we're good. We're definitely going to make it across the finish line, and we've got enough to do some of the stuff we want to do. Again, we're house poor. We got, millions of dollars of dark that we're sure as shit not going to sell for $66. So
no way.
There's a time and a place to take profits, but right now we're as into this. I think that's why we get along with it. The evil address is a dick. Let's just be honest.
Complete asshole.
His passion, his desire to get a hold of every dark and every fuel cell it can, we get it. So yeah, Hexius wins for best backdrop. What do you got there on the backdrop?
Let's see. What do I have? I've got I've got a couple pieces from this local artist. And then I've got Houseport can't even pay to hang my photos, hang my art. No, but I've got this was Jordan's last shot, and I'm right there in the 14th row with my pops.
Wait, you seriously have a Jordan card behind you, and all we do is talk about the Jordan rookie card?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
The one thing I'll speak about my brother here for a second. He was a huge Jordan fan, and one thing that he did that was different than me was that he would collect only Jordan stuff all through the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And I would collect everything. I didn't care as long as the rookie card stuff, and that's all I would do. Accumulate as much as I can. But my brother,
he's an all-in guy.
Toys. He would buy the rookie cards. If I got the Fleer baseball card where he's in the White Sox uniform, I think it was Fleer or no Upper Deck. The Upper Deck card.
The Upper Deck had the hologram on the back.
Yeah. And he would take them he'd get them for me, trade for, like, hey, I want those. And to this day, he's still got all of his Jordan stuff, man. It's got to be worth a fortune.
Absolutely. I wonder. You got to ask him if he's got. I'm sure he does. If he's got the Johnny Kilroy card.
I don't know.
Johnny Kilroy was a fake. Was Jordan, but with the disguise on, and I think it was an Upper Deck card, or it was Fleet or Ultra, one of the two. But yeah, it's him doing basically a nasty dunk, but in this disguise, and the name's Johnny Kilroy with all these other stats. I'm sure he's got it. But it's a Jordan collector lore item.
That is funny. That is so funny. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, speaking of the Jordan card, so if you guys do have the first generation fuel cells, and you received them as part of an airdrop for nope token holders, and for people who were part of the Forge. And was there another list that received it?
You're muted, Max.
There were 17 groups. Like we reached out to Corey Costa. We reached out to Eco Builder because we really appreciated what he's doing with the hex postcards and all that stuff. We reached out to Sloth, Rags to Riches, Frank Polancic of the Mastermind, just anyone that was like a friend of ours. And there were a few people that declined that said, no, I'd rather not you talk to my group and give them free money. I'll tell you who those are in secret. But I'm just saying, like almost all the Hexkins opened us with open arms, and they knew from years of streaming with me and meeting me at meetups, like I didn't have any malicious intent with this or any money grab. And we did our sacrifice. I joke that we raised $43 and 2 bottle caps, and those mostly came from Randy and the mystery address, right? But the truth is, like we just grinded until we could get this baby across the finish line. And that's the cool part about this, is that we started with a group of 100 what we call AGOGs. That those are the guys that put money in the wish well, put money in the mining phase, and those like I believe it's 105. Like those guys, they're we know that they're going to ride it. They showed love when we were just full of ideas. We didn't even have like a website barely. Our Wishwell website was down 90% of the time trying to get our damn NFTs generated so people could see their points. So
and you guys never asked for money.
No,
that's the thing. You weren't asking.
No, not at all. It was and could we have? Sure. It was kind of more the attraction rather than attraction better than promotion thing. And I think we attracted the right people, and now it's important to promote and get the word out there and work on messaging. On that point real quick, where Max is saying near and dear to our hearts, I don't know if you want me to share this, Max, but I remember vividly the first day of the Wishwell, and I'm in San Diego at the boxing gym working out, and I'm talking to you. I got you on the earpiece, and right then 555, it was either 555, I think it was 5555 hex had come in, and dude, you got emotional, man. You were like, dude, someone sent their hex to the Wishwell. You know what I mean? And it was it was powerful. So we very much appreciate the community.
It meant a lot. But going back to Randy's point, which I totally went off on a tangent, these Michael Jordan rookie cards were like thousands of them. Let's see, we had like 23-ish 100 people on the airdrop list. They all received 2 dark, and they all received 2 fuel cells. So, like I was saying, our dev was saying earlier, they ran the numbers, and they said, oh, we have a big problem. And I'm like, oh, what's the problem? And they said, well, the very first generation, like the first journey people, even when you go on to like 10 or 11 journeys, they're only getting like 2.8 dark. Like they're only accumulating like 2 or 3 of these tokens. And that's when I got really excited, because if you're looking at like numbers instead of value, imagine if you had thrown a couple of Bitcoin into something and 10 years later got 3 back. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the mentality that I have, not financial advice or any forward-looking price statements, but it's always going to cost 1 dark to get 1 fuel cell.
Mm-hmm.
And the price could go insane, and the price could go to 50 cents. This is crypto. Crazier shit has happened.
Yeah.
But if you look at that I mean, we have like 9% of the token in the hands of people that I don't know, and I don't, just people, right?
Yep.
And a bunch of that's the the airdrop people. So when those people cheat or forget they have stuff or sell or whatever they do, there's really nothing left of the supply. Really not. I mean, like there's the whales, and the whales of any project can make or break a project. They can go to town and murder the price, or they can like pump that thing to the moon. But there's only a lot of it is going to end up in the smart contracts. It's not even going to end up in the whales' hands.
Yep.
It's going to end up in the treasury and the lotteries. So
as long as we thicken up the liquidity, everything's going to be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I did have one founder tell me that they liked the project, but they didn't want to be tied to that volatility. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, but let me put it this way. When I reached out to Firewell and he wanted to help with liquidity, I thought to myself, I don't care if people dump their dark if they're going to give me solid X, right?
Right.
I don't care if people dump their dark and give me nope. I don't care if people dump their dark and give me pulse. I want to pair with stuff that, hey, I'm happy with either token.
Yep.
Here.
Exactly.
Like, because in the long run, I believe in these projects so much, and in this.
Then you make fees on top of it,
and fees on top of it.
Exactly. And speaking of, just a quick plug, that is one of the cool things about the Note Group. If you want to learn about liquidity providing and fees and how to do that really well, the Note Group is a really good group to join. Just had to say that.
Our people we're at that advanced level now after 2 years. We're getting up there.
Yeah. See, Brandon says, "Hey boys, Hexiest wins."
Man, you and that
covered that. Buying dope is a rarely discussed feature of Hex. LOL. That's true. The Jeets will dump first, probably all-time highs. Steak and bake in the dark. That's what this is. Steak and bake in the dark. Good to see you, hi, this is Triplet Dad. Jake and I will bring one with us to Utah. Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I would love
Right
one of those hats. Rich Sanzori says, "Hey Randy, Hexius and Pulse Ray. Hola, Rich." That's Randy saying hi.
Yeah.
Almost that. Have you seen any of Fuel Cell NFTs for sale? No, I haven't. Not yet.
No way in hell.
Hello. Quattro
My cat is freaking out right now. What is she doing?
Talk about payout.
I just had to throw
Minter paying P-Dye and P-wrapped Bitcoin. Talk about P-Minter. I don't know anything about P-Minter.
Paying P-Dye. So talk about P-Minter paying P-Dye and P-Pulse-Wrapped Bitcoin.
Yeah. I know that Inky pays some of those things too as well.
Sometimes comments are a little bit, you don't know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah, you're able to understand it.
And then Rich says, "What the F does that mean?" And I'm not sure what he's referring to because we've been going through a bunch of stuff. Very hard bullish Hex. Thanks a lot. Jonathan Paulson's in the house. He's a ride or die. Diehard Hexkin says he may have a lot, but his mama is believing for some wins too. So she's looking at winning some lottery as well.
She needs to wait until the next cycle to start
mint.
Yeah.
Did she not mint on the first one?
I don't think so. No, I sent it to her after they were done.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. Well, let me we'll talk later. What is dark matter? That's a great question. What is dark matter? Dark matter is a PRC20 token, and it's the only token that you can use to mint these NFTs that we've been talking about, the fuel cell NFTs. And again, the fuel cell NFT, it's a one-way thing. Like, you can't just convert it back into a dark. Like, once you go, it's gone. It's in the system. But the fuel cell that you get when you convert a dark matter to a fuel cell is, like Hexia said, it's a piggy bank and it's a lottery ticket both. And it's a lottery ticket for the journey you're in, and it's a piggy bank every 45 days. As long as Pulse Chain exists, you're going to get paid. something.
Yep.
And in the future, it'll probably be dust, but that dust, we'll see what the dust is worth.
There are
Just
only a million of them that ever exist. Million supply.
Yeah, there's a fixed supply of 1 million, and most of them are in the hands of the evil address, who is going to run them through that system that we just talked about.
Man, imagine
hop
Bitcoin.
on.
Imagine still receiving Bitcoin dust right now.
Sam says, "What project is this?" Well, we've been talking about a lot of stuff, but the AG project, or the anti-gravity project, is kind of what we've been talking about and showing with the charts and whatnot. Francis Powell's in the house. Good to see you, Francis, Max, Randy. Well, this got depressing for me. You're the one that said WTF earlier. I don't even know what Rich is replying to. Hey, gang.
At that point, we were talking about numbers. We were talking numbers, but you probably got.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tuesday night.
He probably heard Randy's P-cell count, and then it got depressing.
Yeah, that was the point.
Yeah.
Okay. Funk Master Hex is in the house. Hi, Randy's mom says, believe in yourself. And then, good to see you, Benjamin, again. Any drones activity in Randy's neck of the woods?
Good question.
That's a U.S. thing, man. You guys like to have all the drama up there, so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that anyone who knew to mint fuel cells knows why not to sell. Man, I couldn't have put it better myself.
Well put. And one of the things I think is important for a lot of people watching too or listening is that we say NFT. When we say NFT, we're meaning the fuel cell. When we say fuel cell, we're meaning the NFT, which is PRC 721 tech, so to speak. And so often people just associate NFTs with just PFP. It's a profile pic. It's just an image. I'm just buying a piece of art like one of these back here. That's all I'm buying. And no. This is a completely yes, an amazing piece of art on it, but that's not what gives it value. It actually has token value baked into what grows on the inside, and then it will be in a lottery. It'll be in at least 3. It'll be in 3 lotteries, whichever journey in which it is minted. And each one of those has a 1 in 20 chance of winning part of the, what did we say it is right now? Over $1 million in the lottery, or almost $1 million in the lottery.
Like
what did you say it was?
1.6 total. Like
1.6 total.
The drawing that's going down in a day and 17 hours is about 150 grand worth of dark at today's price. And then it triples. So you're looking at like $450,000. And then it doubles again on the third one from that. So that's where we go to 900 grand. And granted, I mean, who's going to hold and who's going to dump? Who's going to play with house money on the next round? Who's going to provide liquidity? I mean, if I want a bunch of it, like Randy said, an idea might be to put some of it into liquidity providing against another token that you're a fan of, and earn those fees. Well, it's just sitting there.
Exactly.
So USCG vet says, any hex stakers left? I'm a hex staker.
We all are.
Absolutely.
We staked it all like we were told to.
Yeah.
I preach 100, at least minimum 100 T-shares. Everyone should have 100 T-shares.
Agreed.
And keep rolling them over minimum. And that's what we teach in no permissions. That's where you start. That's the first thing you do when you get into crypto now.
Yeah. Well, and recently Maddie had the Quattro Cinco run where everyone was doing Quattro Cinco stakes, and it's never a bad day to do Quattro Cinco stakes. Don't get me wrong. However, during the last bull run, all my shit was staked, and I saw the price at 40 and 50 cents, and I thought to myself, I'm a good little boy, and I'm not going to break any of those goddamn stakes. And at 10 cents, when we went all the way back down to 10 cents, and I was like, Richard's never going to let it go below 10 cents again. And then it did. I had a lot of regrets. I'm just going to say I learned a lot of painful lessons about not taking profit during 2021, right? And so right now is not a great, yes, if you don't have the T-shares, stake that shit out. If you have some T-shares, liquid is the way to go for the next year. Like, you want to be, every time the price doubles, sell 10%. Take all the thought and emotion out of it. Every time you get an X, 10%, 10%, 10%. And then if it crashes back down, which it does often, you can put 50% of your profit back in. If you do that, you'll always end up with more hex and more dry powder. Unless everything goes to zero, then we're all screwed. But that's just a simple like just rule of thumb.
And not financial advice, of course.
No, just a very easy strategy. And my experience from not taking profit and living through a few of these, like I remember when I had 1.5 Bitcoin and Bitcoin hit 20 grand. I think I was in Anarcho-Poco. I'm pretty sure I was in Anarcho-Poco when that shit happened.
Were we?
I think it was close to it, because I was wanting to ape into the next coin. Like I was like trying to chase the memes and the altcoin.
Well, it wouldn't have been Anarcho. That would have been January of 2018.
Yeah, it was during one of those times, and at the same time, all we had was Tether back then. We didn't have Circle. We didn't have USDC. We didn't have DAI. We might have had DAI, but I didn't know about it. Let's just put it that way. Right. I knew I couldn't trust Tether. I still don't trust Tether. I'll never trust Tether. So I wasn't going to take my 30 grand was life-changing money to me at that time. I was killing myself in the oil fields. I was like doing everything I could to get free. And that 30 grand, I looked at it and I was like, I don't know how high Bitcoin's going to go, so I don't dare sell it and cash out. And I can't hold it in Tether because those guys are pieces of shit. So I watched it go from 20 grand back down to 6K. And then I saw it flatline at 6. And I took all the money I had in the world and I put it into Bitcoin. And the next week it dropped to 3 grand.
Oh, yeah.
Like I put it in, I was like, we flattened out. This is the bottom. Yeah. Boom. So like DCAing is real, both going in and out.
Yep.
That's just my experience has taught me that. Take that with a grain of salt, obviously.
And that week when it went from 6 to 3, I was in Krakow, Poland at Steamfest. And we brought one Bitcoin with us because they have ATMs over in Europe. Yep. And we brought one Bitcoin with us to pay for our whole trip. And I didn't bring any cash or anything with me. I actually had to call my mama. Like, Mama, could you send me some money on PayPal, please? Because we're broke right now.
So you were bailed out by diehard Hexagon.
Diehard Hexagon came through.
Came to the rescue, man.
Yeah. We still had a great trip. The kiddo was only about a year old at the time, so it would have been 10 months. Steamfest, yeah, he was 10 months old. He was the star of the show, but man, that hurt. I was in the Sheraton in Krakow, this beautiful hotel, looking at the castle. If you guys know anything about Krakow, Poland.
Oh, yeah.
And just looking at my computer like, oh, shit. This isn't good.
No, not at all. Not there.
Brandon Leclerc says, you guys want to give us some thoughts on moon math during these downtimes?
Thoughts on moon math or moon
thoughts
math?
on moon math? This, after the last 3 years, this feels like the bull run already. I know that the bull run hasn't hit the altcoins yet, but just not going down anymore, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
That we're not going down. Like we have retracements, we have pullbacks, but I don't think we're going to go back to that bottom anytime soon.
Higher lows is what you're going to see for the next 5 to 6 months. I'm still telling my people, June,
Yep. Corey Investor, what is up?
Good to see you, Corey. Corey, is that your wallet we were talking about earlier?
It's Corey, an investor that's sitting on that 80-90. I'm just tapping in. How are my guys doing? I hear dark matter paid every 45 days. Got it.
Paid every 45 days. When you got the fuel cells, but those fuel cells also likely, if you've got 20 of them, the math is that you're going to be getting paid much sooner than that, and you can scrape that off and use it for liquidity providing, selling, taking profits, whatever you like. So again, we really got to get this messaging across to people so that it can be, especially with holders, so every holder can be at least clear on what they've got and how it works.
The lottery's liquid. You can scratch that itch, right? Like you've been going to Walmart every week. You've been walking by that really special air fryer, and you're just like, one day air fryer. one day you'll be mine, right? But at the same time, you don't want to kill your babies. You don't want to kill a golden goose, right?
Right.
So you win the lottery with one of those, ka-ching, go buy yourself an air fryer. Scratch that itch.
Please do. Yeah.
Get that immediate, a dopamine hit, and then just go back to minting and chilling.
Yeah.
Let it stack up. Hey fellas, happy holidays. Thank you, TexX Cuatro Cinco. Good to see you, man. Tiago Nunez.
That's Tiago.
Tiago, dark matter is a mysterious, invisible substance that makes a large portion of the universe and plays a key role in its structure and evolution. Woo!
Indeed. Beautiful.
Okay, he brought it, which is it sounds actually like Tiago's read the book. We have the first draft of a 25 chapter novel sitting in our Telegram, and we're giving away collective points, 1,000 collective points for every chapter that someone reviews. It doesn't have to just all you got to do is read the chapter and say, I liked it, I didn't like it, this part doesn't make sense, this part sucks, it's boring, whatever. Just give us your impression of it. And if you do 10 of those chapters, you get a dark matter token as well.
Well,
so
we gotta get Tiago to get some fuel cells. He's got enough dark. This next
is that am I cutting out or you? Oh, I think I might be cutting out.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, I can hear Randy smooth.
Okay.
You cut out a couple times, but we could tell what you're saying for the most part. Black Label X Pat says, I thought dark matter was the invisible things far away that exert gravity light years away. It is a very mysterious substance, dark matter, and it's the key to unlimited energy in our book. It's the most valuable resource in the universe. And
only a million of them.
Read into that and read into our tokenomics, and you'll see how the whole no leaky boat thing, the whole I like the analogy of a balloon. You got the balloon of crypto that blows up like a weather balloon during the bull market and then just deflates.
Wait a second. So how many fuel cells have been minted so far?
116,558.
So 11.6% have already been burned of dark matter.
It's locked in the treasury and in the lottery. So 20% of that could very well splash back onto the market. But for now, they're all basically worthless until they get the lottery drawings and they get the yield from the treasury. So 11% is off the market, right? 58% is going to be locked off the market too. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, I don't know. I'm going to end up saying shit I'm not supposed to say. Don's sitting there. I can see the sweat dripping down the back of his neck. Like, don't say this. Don't say that. Do not reveal this shit yet. There's so many cool secrets we have for you guys that I'm not good. I'm not good at keeping my tongue tied.
No, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Just know that the evil address basically plays in that darker paper. That's a really good one to look at. If you want to pull that up, Max, it actually might be a good thing to look at real quick, especially with what with the clarification Randy was seeking there about the burn versus the it's only 2 pages and it's not anything to read. It's just it's a flow chart and then it's a Excel sheet.
Yeah, anyone can get to this. It's in our Telegram posted, but if you go to agproject.io and click on collective, the first thing we see is this big jerk right here in first place.
Second,
4,311,000 collective points. That's what we see right there. Interesting. And there's the 8090 dude, which now we believe is Corey the investor, an investor right there.
Speculate that it's Corey.
Speculating.
But this is where, when we have our meetups and events, you can register right here. Where we're going to be hanging out wearing our spacesuits and probably dancing to some really loud music. Here's some previous meetups with some people that you'll recognize in the community. I love this one right here. There's Rags, Freddie, Sloth, and me in freaking North Carolina of all places. That's bananas. But right here, this is, I got to pay attention. I get so distracted. Read Dark Paper. This one basically talks about some of the concepts of the tokenomics. It goes over our incentives, talks about the dark token, limited minting windows, the evil address, the rapture, the collective, talks about that cool stuff. But if we go back here and we click on the darker paper, this is the 2 pages that Don was referring to. And
Yes.
there's all these stuff that I want to change about it because I've been reading it and going, so there's 1 million dark matter tokens. 650K of them went to the evil address. 240K went to the mystery box, and 110K went to the airdrop and the Wishwell and mining claim.
Yep. But essentially, that's the allocation right there, the initial allocation.
Yeah, the initial allocation went thusly. And then right here, you got 1 dark matter. What I want to say is almost minting is the correct word, but I always say convert. You're converting your dark matter into the fuel cells because it doesn't burn it. It doesn't destroy it. It converts that economic energy, like we're talking about the weather balloon, right? So people say, where does the dark go after mint? It's kind of like saying, where does the ETH go, right?
Yeah.
And then it shows you that it pumps up the treasury first and foremost, pumps up the giveaway address, also known as the lottery. And then you get a 3% space toll that goes back to the team, keep the lights on, keep the internet running. So we got that right there. There's a little space toll. And again, you don't have to pay 1 whole dark matter plus 3%. This is baked into the back end. Nobody feels or pays this tax, which I think is really smooth. It's kind of like when you get in and out of an Uber. You don't pay the Uber with your, there's no transaction. It's just a smooth, it's done in the background. So I like
0.03 dark basically goes back to its team address.
Yeah, and this talks about distributed every 44 days. It's actually 45 because we have a reset day. But this goes on to the treasury and the drawings, how many chances you have to win and how much is given away in the drawings. But this table right here is the one that the evil address was upset about. Was it's showing it's playing poker with its cards facing you.
Yeah, face up.
Yeah, and people, like I said, people were like, well, this is a smart contract. Like this isn't a button that we push or someone pushes. This is the smart contract right here, and it's going to before the next journey. I'll say before the next journey, there'll be something that shows up on the website that allows you to interact with this process. I'll just say that.
Oof, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh, that's nothing. There's a.
It's true. True. It's not. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell these guys something else right now. It's gonna freak you out, Don.
Uh-oh.
There's another button that's mystery button that's gonna be blacked out. That's gonna show up at the same time. And that mystery button is going to make you guys cream your damn jeans.
Dude. Yes.
Not enough? I don't know if I've said too much.
That's a lot. I'll even give a little more. It has to do with something Randy, I think it was a question, or maybe it was a comment that had an inherent question inside of it that happened early on in the stream. So that's even given a lot more. So,
yeah,
I know we're still keeping it mysterious, but it's something that's only beneficial to participants.
Yeah, and then as you can see, older pays better. The original Michael Jordan rookie cards get 3% at the end of every journey, and then it goes down by 10%. I mean, once you get to 11 right here, journey 11, it's even less than 1%. I mean, look at this, journey 33. On journey 33, the evil address is going to mint 2,303 fuel cells.
His last 2,303 aside from one that is held over.
There's going to be one left over somewhere. I don't know. We're going to have to print that out into a paper wallet and frame it somewhere special in the Smithsonian. But look, the 33rd journey splits 0.1% of the lottery.
So each journey is 45 days. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So this is just barely over 4 years for this to happen. 33 times 45, just barely over 4 years.
Wow. So
And what happens in 4 years, Randy?
4 years, man.
Every 4 years. What happens every 4 years in crypto? Give or take.
Yeah.
Just it's interesting. It's interesting. But then again, like I said, I mean, I think I added up the first 8 or 9 journeys right here, and it was something crazy. It was like 400,000 or 500,000 tokens.
Yeah.
Here. And the other thing
Wow.
was Dawn and I did this on an Excel spreadsheet at a hotel right here, this payout table, where basically we realized that once we hit 33 journeys, the treasury is going to pay out 29% every 45 days. So there's like a half-life to this thing where it bloats and then it exhausts.
Yeah.
But even as it exhausts, all that money goes into the fuel cells. And oh my gosh. I'm going to say something here. I should let Don go get some Tums. Because I know for sure I'm giving him heartburn by dropping this, but check this out. We got the one thing that we've learned a lot of lessons from the what's NFTs, right? One of the lessons is that they're not all uniform. They're different sizes and shapes. Right. And they had different tokens put into them, different amount. They have a rating system of T shares and B shares, kind of like Hex does, but it's really hard to sell something that's not alike, that's not fungible,
right,
if you will, right? And so that being said,
oh dude, yeah.
Wait, he's not gonna let me say it, guys.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, what if in the future the majority of these fuel cells were uniform and more fungible? It's possible that you could use some technology like a 404 or something even better than a 404 that we found that would basically make every fuel cell liquid.
Oh, and then we could put them into liquidity.
Yeah.
And then you could create a vault and throw a bunch of those into a vault and have unlimited economic energy. I'm just saying, I'm just spitballing. These are just like what ifs. What if? I'm
down for it. That sounds fun to me.
What if the collective hacked the evil address?
Oh, dude.
Look at him. He's got to get up and walk around. I'm just saying, if you were in the collective and you could hack the evil address, what is one thing you would do? That's all I'm going to, that's it. I'm going to stop. Just like our diehard Hexagon Max, keep your lips sealed.
Careful with the word hack.
Even your mom is telling me.
Snitches get stitches, bro.
Yeah. I'm totally being an informant right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my hell. Yeah, so there's this, it goes deep, it goes fun. I did want to cover the art contest because we're going to narrow it's almost 500 now. Pieces of art that you guys our community is crazy. Let's see here. Screen, boom, 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 share. So if you go to our Telegram, Donna and I actually came up with this idea today and this rule today. But if you go to Anti-Gravity Saga, t.me Anti-Gravity Saga, you've got the general group right here where we answer questions and talk about the supply and things like that. And then you've got the submissions for NFT art. Here we have, oh my gosh, we've got Heavy Hitler. So this guy right here is Cole Nova's sidekick. His name is Ricardo Corazon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He's also known as Heavy Hitter. And
That's
I
a
think
big
it was
bro.
Red Squirrel. Red Squirrel says, I keep reading it as Heavy Hitler, idea for a new character. And then he starts like putting Heavy Hitler in AI Heavy Hitler, which has nothing to do with the book, has nothing to do with the tokenomics, but it's hilarious that we have Heavy Hitler. Anyways, so we're gonna narrow. Let me see. There are 463 photos and a couple other files here that are submitted. We got to narrow this down to 10 by the time we have the lottery, the first lottery. So the first lottery drawing is in a day and 17 hours. So in that time, our job, mine and Don's, and anyone else who wants to help us, is to narrow all those down to 10 for people to vote on. And we're going to take those 10 images, we're going to put them in this topic right here, top 10 art for J2 fuel cells. We're going to put the 10 pieces in here. And the way that you vote is you tweet the image that you want to vote for. You tag me, AG Project IO, and the email address. And for each like and retweet, each like and retweet counts as a vote. I'm going to fix my grammar there. Anyways, so the final image may be altered by the team before being added to the metadata. So that's how we're going to do it, is we're going to have people tweeting these 10 images that they want to win. And like I said, the winner gets a million collective points and 10 dark matter, which is not too shabby.
Not shabby at all.
And they'll live in infamy. They'll live on the blockchain, forever.
Yep.
Hey guys, it's getting really late for me. I'm gonna get some.
We need you to get out of here, because I will tell you, there's something about you, Randy, that I feel like it's just us talking in a room right now, and I'm spilling way too many damn secrets.
Hey, your friend Sami showed up.
Oh, really? What's up, Sam?
Yeah, he made a comment.
Where's he at?
Oh,
there he is. No way. Looking really great for Pulse Chain 2025. January's ready to kick in over soon.
Amen.
Oh my goodness. We've been harassing your friend Sami on Twitter, being like, listen, you do not want to be the last influencer to talk about AG Project IO. It will not be a good look for you if you're just like, so have you guys heard of Dark? After we've like gone up to like, I'm not even going to mention the X's, but I'm just saying, like, if this kicks off the way we think it will, the people that talked about it first, like Randy here, are going to look like prophets.
Yeah, and no permissions, man. Everybody no permissions knew about it early on.
Yep.
Yeah, wishing well. We had you talking about wishing well. Yeah, so
yeah.
I think that was the first discussion of the wish well was in no, yeah. I think it was the first public discussion. Yeah.
Look at this. Rich Sansbury says, I must have put some money in at some point, but don't remember. But I have 2,214 points. I'm ranked 95 on the website. What do I do with that? Well, the first thing you do is you find your dark matter in your wallet.
Find the wallet.
Find the wallet that you participated with that has actually, you know what? It's got to be the same wallet.
The wallet that has the
wallet he's connected here. Yeah. So look at your dark matter there, and then be ready to mint in about 25 days.
Yeah,
crypto in the house.
He's probably using MetaMask. That's why it's not showing up in his wallet. So he's going to have to get the contract address off a Dex screener and add it that way, and make sure it's dark matter.
Now you were saying that the NFTs were showing up in DeBank.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, that's insane. Are they? Where are they showing up on there?
Go to DBank. Can you show one of your wallets or no?
Yeah. I can probably connect.
Here, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it because my wallet's very public.
And you were saying that there's also a synergistic connection between Rabby and DeBank.
Yes, they're the same company.
Yeah. If you I think I forget you got some type of bank NFT or Rabby NFT. If on the bank, one of the two. I basically you did an action on both, and you got the bank NFT. I want to say that had some value, but yeah, they're the same company.
Here we go. All right. Did you see my share?
Here we go.
You have to add it. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. Right here, it shows my fuel cells.
Holy cow! So you went to Pulse Chain, and then it pulled up your NFT.
Gotcha.
Okay. Oh, I haven't followed you. Let me follow you. Fuel cell follow. All right. That's the contract address, but this is the actual fuel cells.
Oh, that's insane! Imagine if we get those listed with the cash value on DBank, and people start flexing their piles of fuel cells.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a totally different look on it. Yeah, on NFTs. I mean, that'd be
weird. It's
fascinating.
The way. Okay, so when I looked at my phone, so I'll stop sharing now. But when I looked at my phone, it actually showed the images of the fuel cell, because that's what I did. I did a screenshot, and that's what I shared. So it looks like the DBank version on the phone, the app, is better than the web one for the NFTs.
Right.
Wow. And because of and I've got to get with you on a bunch of stuff, obviously, like the TikTok you were talking about earlier, how for $3 or $5 you can like promote just a TikTok to like an insane amount of people. But also on the bank, you're the one that talked me into paying for and getting a legit DBank account for the Wishwell, for the mystery box. So anyone who wants to look at the mystery box and see what's going on and actually we got a lot of people watching it and bitching at me anytime I've spent any solid X or nope, or even if I've moved it, they're like, "What are you doing?"
Welcome to my life, man.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
But after they bitch at me, they bitch at Randy. Because they're like, Max is a piece of shit for selling it or even using it in any way. And Randy, you're a piece of shit for giving it to him.
It's like I can't win anyway, man. And we've had this discussion so many times. Myself and the Fire Whale and Axis and what's his name? Who's the guy? Crispy Man. We've had this discussion over because we want to make sure our community is strong, and from now on, we just have to make decisions amongst each other when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I can't go rogue anymore. But I want to say, so for TikTok, I have this video of my cat that she's in the Christmas tree, right? Kind of a funny video, and I spent I think $9.
Speaking of,
and ended up getting there. You go. Speaking of cats, here in Panama, they're called micha.
Micha.
They don't say gat. They don't say gato like Spanish. They say micha.
Interesting.
Yeah, but 12,600 views, and it cost me like $9.
Wow,
that's strong, man.
That is some powerful bang for your buck advertising or eyeballs.
Yeah,
that's really good. Hey, if your friend Sami is still in here, DM me an address, and I'll give you a little bit of love and give you a reason to watch. Give you a reason to watch the lottery and a reason to watch what's going on here.
I think it'd be fascinating with the lottery concept.
Hexius, give him the one line of what dark matter is an anti-gravity project.
Gosh, one line. It's hard for me to do one lines.
There's a whole
basic scarcity embodied. Scarcity embodied.
Yeah, scarcity and a game and a story.
Yeah.
Our
tricking. Go ahead.
Our goal is to break crypto. Our goal is for people to look at the market cap and say that's ridiculous, because market caps are ridiculous. They're not indicative of how much money you can actually get out of the market. We also want people to look at the supply and the scarcity and say that's ridiculous.
Yep.
In fact, like after 4 years, we will destroy every liquid token not being used off the face of this earth. That's how serious we are about scarcity. Is there will be a day of zero, not counting liquidity providing, because I know you smart mother effers are going to move your shit into liquidity providing for that one day and move it right back out, just like during big payday. You guys are smart.
Yeah, but there'll be people that forget.
But what will it do to the chart when you go to zero? When there's nothing in any wallet?
The stuff disappears from your wallet.
Yeah.
Liquid
No.
tokens, it's built in for that.
It's
For
built
that,
in.
if it's liquid, if it's in a smart contract, it's safe for that day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this will be very, very public. It'll be on the site. It'll be pushed, and we
We
imagine
are giving people
crypto-
4 years notice. Okay.
Yeah, 4 years notice.
If 4 years notice isn't enough time to do something with your dark, I can't help you.
What a freaking amazing concept, man.
So if it's in a fuel cell, it's safe, and that fuel cell is growing safe tokens on the inside and on the outside. If you haven't scraped the lottery, that's still in a smart contract. That's still safe.
Yep.
Now,
It's
if
smart. Yeah.
right, if it's in liquidity, it's in a
safe.
smart contract. It's safe. If it's in, as Max said, like a vault that might exist in the future, that's safe. If it's just liquid, no one's participating, doing anything with it. Gone.
Even if you've won the
Hard-coded in.
lottery and you haven't scraped it yet, it's safe.
Yep.
It's safe. If it's earmarked, if it's being used anywhere, it's safe.
Yep.
If you have lost the keys to your wallet, like a lot of people have, or you just didn't go back for the dust, it's interesting. And I mean, I'm guessing price will either skyrocket or plummet to zero on that day when you remove all liquidity. I mean, besides liquidity, right? Like you remove all circulating supply.
Yeah.
Completely.
I bet you 10% or so is just gonna be gone.
Yep.
Slamming the house. And then Fast Abdul, shout out to Fast Abdul. He's been slowly and patiently holding our hand through the FUX protocol. We have a pool over there that is now gauged.
I want to talk about that. Yeah.
It's gauged. Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah.
Or do you just want to talk about it?
I know Randy's short on time, so I just want to be.
Yeah, I don't want to keep you any longer.
Yeah,
you're the star.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, you're the star on this show right now.
Thank you.
When you say it's over, it's over.
Randy's the star, period, man.
Thanks, you guys.
He brings the star power. That, and I mean,
Exactly.
I can't even imagine, like, okay, so you want to go to the FUX protocol here?
Right. Let's pull it up.
The FUX
Or
is always
actually,
loading.
Go to 2 FUX instead, because it'll load fast to 2 FUX.
Okay.
Yep, true.
Fast Duels in the house, so let's represent.
Fast Abdul's like, no.
We get more fucks. I love it.
All right, should I launch the app? Or does it show here without?
No, you got to launch it.
Okay, launching. Yes, I'm not in the U.S. No, I don't have any firearms.
And then you gotta type in dark.
Where it says, I don't. No one reads that shit.
Dude, up at the top right there, the search bar.
Right.
You gotta no. Go
Right
back
to
to pools.
pools.
Type in
And go
dark.
over here.
Right there. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if it'll just come up if I hit
It
dark.
will. See?
Tokens that don't suck.
Yeah.
There it is, folks. It's got 4.5 APR, 16 grand in total value locked. And I don't believe anyone's had a chance to vote on it yet. That's what we're working on right now, is getting that voting going right there.
I missed the window. I was out at the mall today. We didn't get home until after we missed. So
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to OTC and make some deals for 2 FUX. And that shit is hard to get a hold. It's all locked up for votes.
Yep.
Like, hook a brother up. How are you going to get any 2 FUX, my man? I mean, all the 2 FUX I have is in this pool, actually.
listen, man, that's a feature.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
feature,
another
not a
token
bug.
crisis element that we.
You know how many times we talked about this with Fast Abdul, that in the future founders are going to have to come in and buy up 2 FUX just so they have voting power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Could be
was
more
late
spot
on
on.
that message. Man. Yeah.
He said the votes will start coming in tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Or is
Yeah.
Yep.
so the APR will jump.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get as many votes as I can and pump this mother. I'm gonna bribe Fast Abdul to know his secrets.
As he's trying to get yours.
He's got some no permissions votes that I think he's throwing at it. I have two pools. I have the one for the no permissions community, where because we were the top group that invested in 2Fucks, we won the prize to get a bunch of votes. So those votes can be adjusted to whatever pools we want. So some of that could be. I think he already did that today, and then I have my personal one that I could throw 5% at or something like that. But that doesn't reset till next week, I think.
We got this dude, Canadian Grateful, popping in. Say fast. Can I kindly ask for some free 2Fucks in? Thank you.
Look, I warned everybody. I said, look, guys, 2Fucks is going to be the most popular token that people are going to want because of the DAO. You want those tokens for voting to see where the APR goes. And
shout out to
very well thought out, man. Very well thought out.
2Fucks has got a lot going on. I shout out to Gelato, man. Gelato's got a lot of cool little levers and spins on it. It's definitely it got a new take. And I tried to. I took all of my Gelato and I paired it with Dark. I just couldn't get my hands on enough of that. And apparently nobody else has any, because I've been telling them, like, hey, hook me up with someone who's like a fat Gelato well, and I'll do an out. No, that it's you can't get a hold of it. Has Tiago got a bunch of Gelato?
Yeah. I want to show you guys. I saw my. I picked up Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
How many Sesame Street fans? Old school Sesame Street fans.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah, he was the only one that kept it real. Everyone was happy for no damn reason, learning to count and read. And he was like, he was ready for the bear market. He was the original bear market prophecy guy right there. He was like, everything sucks.
I took my kid to the Strong Museum of Play up in Rochester, New York, while we were home last week or 2 weeks ago now, and they have a Sesame Street section. And it was brand new. I was so blown away. It took me back to my childhood, man. I absolutely loved it. That's why I had to pick up an Oscar.
Beautiful. I'll be pairing Gelato with some Dark as well, brother. Thank you very much. I love that.
Much appreciated, man.
Well, and by the way, we're launching our own pools. That's going to be with the guys over at HOC, Hocus Pocus, and we'll have, for no permissions, for people that have tokens in our community, that will have the ability for people to earn that token, DAT, for Homie Don't Play That. Another throwback.
Homie Don't Play That. Then
I'm a city boy. I grew up in the hood, or on the edge of the hood, right? So we don't play that. So if you watch Living Color back in the day, that's what our token is. I'm doing that with my friend Mike Wills. He's a big Zen guy, Hexagon and Zen guy. We decided we were going to do this, and Hocus Pocus, the founder Nick, has been helping us a lot through this. So people will be able to stake their dark matter with. We'll set up pools so people can earn some DAT token as well. So we're looking at doing all kinds of stuff like that to help promote like that.
Yeah,
like that.
All sorts of stuff like that.
I like that.
I watch those old ones, like reruns on YouTube and stuff like that, and the shit they could do before cancel culture and wokeism. Like, you watch those and you're like, I can't even like play the sound around my kids, because they're like, what did he just say? And I'm like, nothing. He didn't say anything. I'm gonna get canceled in my own damn home for watching In Living Color.
Dude, Fire Marshal Bill. Oh, dude.
Oh,
classic.
Yeah. That's good. After I do this token, once it goes live, someone's going to come up with a Fire Marshal Bill token.
Yeah, do you have to?
Passive will put not like that.
You guys got to get clips of the Richard interview. I forget it wasn't with Tiffany Fong. Who was it with? I forget who it was with, but it was where he's basically speaking with his accent, and there's a lot of DATs in there you could sample.
Yes.
Lots you could love from that.
I was laughing the whole time. I felt like he just chameleoned himself.
Yeah, completely.
Well, I just want to say before we go, we have a couple of different people working on explainer vids for us, little short explainer vids, so that we can hopefully convey this to other people. But also, this Friday night is one of my favorite streams ever. Ever. There's this Christmas giveaway stream that Randy Hilarski does. And if you're in No Permissions, you're already going to get a link. He's got the link for the free version of No Permissions. You have to be present to win? Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because the StreamYard does it selects it through the winners through the comments, and you have to be there to type in the words that I'm going to be using for the winnings.
Yeah. You're gonna have to show us how to run that. Is that on StreamYard or is that on another platform?
It's on StreamYard. It's a tool within StreamYard.
Okay.
It's not. You can't see it. You actually have to go to an external website, but it's still part of StreamYard.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out. But Randy makes us look like Scrooge McDuck. Like as much money as we gave out to the airdroppers, that's nothing.
We're doing. I'm
compared
doing
to the generosity of
5,000
him.
this year. I'm giving away 5,000, and the actuator team's putting in another 5,000.
Yeah.
I know that Canadian Grateful here in the chat, he's doing another 500 worth of gelato. So if you guys need gelato, there you go. We'll try to win on Friday night.
Yeah, we need to win that. And then how much dark are you going to give away?
I don't know. I mean, should I do $500 worth, $1,000 worth? It's kind of, whatever you guys feel comfortable with.
Well, these are degens we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Well, the big prize is going to be $1 million Nope, which is about $1,700 right now. So that's
maybe a better gift would be oh wait, there won't be, the fuel cells won't be. Well, the ones that haven't won the lottery yet, I mean, fuel cells would be an awesome thing to have in the giveaway. Literally a lottery ticket. It could end up being 50,000, not 500. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, I don't know what the price of dark is going to be, but we're going to send 10 dark to Randy to give away.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Oh yeah.
You know what? Fuck it, 20. We're going 20. We're going to send him 20 dark matter
tokens. That's 1,250
to give away.
Seriously.
Get your buy orders in now on the chart, because it might drop right after the giveaway. But we're sending Randy 20 dark to give away because it's so cool. So cool. Do not miss that stream on Friday. What time?
I've been doing this for years, guys. This is my the Christmas giveaways. I've been doing it since 2013 or so. Back on Google Plus, I used to give away computers and stuff.
That's incredible. No, who else can say that?
And that's at 10 p.m. Eastern?
9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm sure there will be tweets circulating and stuff. We'll be retweeting about it and stuff, but get on that. Did not miss that. Real quick question. So I have to make fuel cells when minting opens? Yes, sir. You only have 11 days to do it, and then they're shut forever, just like the What's a NFT.
Yep.
First thing I thought about the What's a was like, why aren't they doing another mint? Like, dang, that
scarcity, man,
so well.
It's all about the scarcity.
Exactly.
All right, guys, I gotta get some.
Yeah, get to sleep. Text me or DM me Max's size, and we'll get to work on a hell of a costume.
He's a husky. He's a husky 6-year-old. He'll be 7 soon.
Yeah, man.
He's like
husky 6-year-old.
Yeah,
I'll find out.
Find out the weird ass numbers that they have in kids' clothes, where they go like from 9 to 3, and then they jump to like 15. When my wife sends me into my kids' clothes, I buy one of every size.
Yeah. Return the rest.
And then I return the rest.
Yeah.
Because I do not know what a 9 in female young youth is. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
All right.
One last thing up front.
Yeah. The address is in the chat and in the Telegram. What?
Cheers.
No, I was just going to say my date.
Yeah. Have a great night.
August 6, 2013. That was incorrect. It's August 8th, 2013. Look at that. First buy Bitcoin, 483 bucks.
2013?
Yeah, August. Let's see. When was it? August 8th. 6 is my lucky number, so I would say August 6th. But August 8th, 2013 were my first, the first 5 Bitcoin. And then, dude, so many just crazy $300 Bitcoin.
And I did 6 months later after that, and I paid $450 each.
Exactly. I thought I was a genius selling it at $500 and at $1,000. I was a genius.
You were.
Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, I'm out.
All right, brother.
All right. Have a great night. Thank you so much for
Randy.
joining us.
It's an honor to have you on, man.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
I bet you anything Sami showed up for Randy.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
He's got his like little feelers and lurkers out and alternate accounts where he's just
He's no dummy. He's no dummy.
$450 rip off. What are you referring to? I don't know.
For 5.
For what?
No, for 5. That's for 5 Bitcoin. $480 for 5.
Oh, okay. Boom. I know we go. Yeah. Thanks, fellas. Good. Thanks, Jonathan. Good to see you, man.
Absolutely.
Good. All right. Well, I'm gonna jump off. Are you gonna be around?
Yeah.
Or you gotta run back into the other room? What's up?
Yeah. You're saying green room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to share an idea with you. So, yeah.
All right.
Let's hop in the green room.
All right. Hey, we love all of you guys. We are going to enjoy this journey with you. A lot of new people here. Thanks again for Randy taking some time out. He's the GOAT. He's really great. I mean, there's more than one awesome RH in this ecosystem. Yep. And he's the other RH.
Yeah, Randy's he's another badass RH.
Telegram link. You can find it on the website agproject.io.
And real quick on that note, we very much appreciate anyone that was on this stream, anyone that's still here, to please share with us what you understand about the project, and also any questions you don't understand, and any ideas you have of ways to convey it. Again, like we say, the piñata that grows candy on the inside, and the lottery, it's that candy that sticks to the outside of the piñata that you can take and eat whenever you want. But if you want the candy on the inside, you got to break it open. That's the yield. That the yield grows on the inside, and then the lottery sticks to the outside. You can get that anytime. Whatever, any other ways you guys think we can help convey it so that people understand. It's a lot, because there was so many moving parts. I mean, there's 15 smart contracts in this whole project that are working in concert, and our goal is to make it seem as seamless and as easy for people to understand that they're even brand new to crypto. So please, we're open to all your input. We're open to those too.
Diehard Hexagon, it's great to
Likewise.
have you here with your son. We love your son. So we'll jump into that. But thank you guys, and just enjoy the ride. It's only gonna get crazier from here. Like, people are like, and back to your point real quick, maybe the piggy bank is a better analogy, because you have cash duct tape to the outside of the piggy bank.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you can rip the cash off, but they still picture the piggy bank intact, and you have to smash the piggy bank to get the money out of the piggy bank.
Yeah, that
so
works.
we might want to stick with that more than the piñata, even though people love piñatas.
Yeah, but if you think about it as the piggy bank, it's essentially the same concept. But if that resonates better, let us know that too. Even something just down to those analogies. Like, if there's one that resonates better with you, let us know, because there's that click moment that I know that I had after a while of talking to Max about it. Because it was a while there that it was like something more and more. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And if there's things that you guys see about it or understand, again, share these things, because they'll be helpful to a lot of people that have fuel cells or have dark and still don't fully understand the way that they interplay with each other. So please share.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Goodbye, guys. We'll see you. I'm sure I'll be streaming tomorrow. But it's an hour and 17 minutes till the drawing. So what time is that? That's going to be the next day. So today's Tuesday.
Yes.
Wednesday. It's going to be Thursday morning. Is that right?
And you're saying it's one day, 17 hours, right?
Yeah. So what's one
day?
So
it'll be 10. So it'll be 10 a.m. So our time, it'll be 10 a.m. plus 5. So 3 p.m. Right? It would be 17 hours. So, and then a day. So it'll be 3 p.m. Mountain time, 2 p.m. Pacific ish, right? Ish.
Yeah.
And then 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, and then use that to localize the time wherever you are.
Yeah. We'll be streaming and tweeting.
Oh yeah.
We'll be streaming and tweeting. All right, cool guys. We'll check you later. Love
I'm
you.
disappointed Evil didn't show up tonight, but maybe next time he will. We
He
gotta
had
bait him.
so much going on that like he might have disrupted. Like I already got distracted enough.
We
But
gotta bait
watch
him.
for Evil Address both in Telegram, Twitter, and on stream. He just shows up like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, we got. That's maybe what we have to do next time. Say his name.